I really thought this was normal, but so many people are telling me I'm a witch for not doing so that it's starting to mess with my head, to be honest. I recently received a house. My grandmother passed away and left her 2 houses to my sister and me. We sat down and between the 2 of us, decided that she should have the bigger house as she's married and has 2 kids and another on the way, while I would move into the smaller 2-bedroom house. My sister's husband has been added to the title of her house as he helped pay the tax on it. I could pay the tax on mine by myself, as it was cheaper due to being smaller. My boyfriend, 3 years, didn't contribute financially towards it, so I didn't think to put him on the title. We had a housewarming party last weekend, and his parents came up to me towards the end of the night. They were going on about how lucky boyfriend and I were to be able to live somewhere like this rent-free, and it gives us such a head start in life, and they were very appreciative that I'd given half the house to my boyfriend. I corrected them that I hadn't, and he wasn't on the title, but was welcome to live with me and not pay rent, so that he had more money to put towards his studies. We're both master's students. They immediately became very judgmental, saying that I was being unfair not putting his name on the title, and that clearly I didn't expect the relationship to last. I didn't trust him, etc. I say they were unfair, and he wasn't entitled to half of my family's house, and then walked away. Now numerous family members have messaged him and me, saying I'm a witch and I don't trust him, and tell him to watch out because clearly I don't love him, etc. I brought it up with him on Monday, and he said he feels like it's a sign I don't trust him. So I said I wouldn't add a man to the title unless we were married, and he paid for half of the rates. He said that he feels like I'm blackmailing him into getting married. I said I wasn't. I just wouldn't want to make a massive commitment, like giving him half my house, without some commitment from him. And he said to just drop it, because we're never going to agree. So let's just leave it so we don't argue. So, am I the idiot here? LOL, not the idiot. Greed is one of the 7 deadly sins. Your grandmother passed away and left you her home. Your boyfriend's not entitled to a damn thing. Your sister chose to add her husband to the title because he's accepted financial responsibility for their shared family home. Why on earth would you add someone you're dating to the title of your home and give him 50% equity in a home you inherited? The key phrase here, numerous members of his family have messaged me. Your boyfriend did not contribute to the house, and it's your inheritance. He should be happy that he doesn't have to pay rent. The vast majority of the adult world still has to make payments in the form of rent or a mortgage while he gets a gravy train. If he's not happy with the very generous offer you've given him, kick him out. He will add to the wear and tear of the home that is your responsibility to upkeep. Block his family. Exactly, about his family asking. Of course they'd be stupid if they didn't try to milk this in favor of their family member. Notice it's not your family. OP, you're not married to him. Even if you were, he should be able to respect whether you add him or not, as it's an inheritance. Please do yourself a favor and do not, under any circumstances, add this dude to the house, married or not. Or if you do get married, at least don't add him initially. Don't get into a state where you're the one who has half a house to lose, should he decide all of a sudden he wants to be married and then run. Please don't do this to yourself. The fact that he didn't defend her from them is a big sign. Even if he disagreed with them, and he's wrong in this case, he needs to be able to step up and tell them to mind their own business. I think OP should heavily consider a prenup. If people overreact to that, then maybe you shouldn't get married yet, or ever. I, 24 male, used to live in a 4-bedroom house with 2.5 other roommates. Bree, 22 female, J, male toddler, Alex, 27 male. Now, Bree is a single mother working in a customer support job, and Alex is a paramedic. Alex and I are not the biological father of Bree's son. I don't know who is, but from what Bree says, he's an idiot and deserves to be 6 feet under. I moved out of the house since I've switched companies and make twice as much as I used to, and have decided to live by myself. So a few days ago, I got a message from Bree saying that she needs child support money. I thought it was a joke and assumed she sent it to the wrong person. So I said, "LOL, girl, wrong number." She then said, "No, my name. I'm serious. I need child support money right now to pay for blah, blah, blah." I then told Bree that I would not pay child support money as I'm not her baby's daddy. But if she needs to borrow money, then we can work something out, but she will pay me back. She then wrote multiple paragraphs of text saying that her son imprinted on me and considers me a father and that I need to be a good role model for him. I left her messages unread and immediately messaged Alex about what was going on with screenshots, and he was also bewildered. She hasn't talked to him about money yet, but I thoroughly warned him, so he's staying at his sister's house for now. She's still blowing up my phone and threatening a lawsuit for child support and has been calling me all kinds of things. I feel terrible since I care about her son, and he's literally a baby, but I am in no way or shape his father or have any kind of responsibility to him. I know she doesn't make much and is living paycheck to paycheck, and I'm open to lending her money, but this makes me feel incredibly weird. Am I the idiot for not giving child support? What? This is freaking genius. I will find a rich man for my kids to imprint on. Not the idiot, OP, and cut this unstable woman from your life. I wouldn't lend her any money based on her twisted sense of entitlement. A judge will laugh her out of court if she attempts to go to court for this. My God, ask her to Google what child support means. It sucks that she's a struggling single mom, but she should be sending these messages to the actual dad, or even his parents, not her former roommates. She's broke, financially and mentally, it would seem. She found out he makes more money now and she thinks he's a bank. She thought she could guilt him into paying with the imprinting bit, but I guess she had to look that up. She's a few crayons short of a full box. OP, please don't lend her money either. If she's threatening a lawsuit, she could use that money you lent her as some sort of child support agreement. Keep your status as roommate status. You don't owe her anything. I understand that this will be hard, being there's a kid involved, but she needs to take that up with the court and her baby daddy, not you. Just piggybacking here. Giving her money, even just lending it, could land OP in hot water. It could be construed that he feels a sense of obligation to her and the child, which could be twisted in court. There's a precedence in some places where someone who's not biologically related to a child is on the hook for child support if it's seen that they've supported the child previously. I'm not saying that this is what'll happen, but if we go by her mental gymnastics, it's not a big stretch to worry that giving money could be twisted as such. OP is not the idiot, but needs to be careful. I, 21 male, have been planning and saving to go on vacation to a popular vacation spot with my girlfriend since senior year when we first started dating. I've been saving money for years to give me and her the best possible experience. Finally, I have the money to book the trip now, and after planning, I've also decided I wanted to propose to her when we went, so I bought her birthstone with diamonds going around the ring. I put the ring on my dresser, and I saw my mom wearing it about a week ago. She thought it was a gift for her because it was her birthstone. I took the ring back and explained my plan. She was sorry and very happy for my girlfriend and me. Then she asked when the proposal would happen to clear her calendar. I was confused and told her a week after my girlfriend's birthday. Anyway, I forgot about her asking when 2 days ago, she asked me, did I book the trip? I said, yeah. Then she asked questions like when the plane was leaving, what hotel, what we planned on doing, etc. I told her everything and she asked whether I had booked an extra room for her. I told her no and asked why she thought I would. Well, she said because that's also her birthday month and because it's such an important moment in my life and she wants to be there. An argument happened afterward, ending with her telling me I don't appreciate and love her and that I'm a terrible son. She called my aunts crying. One of my aunts also posted about sons hating their mothers on Facebook, and my mom commented about me. I'm honestly so stressed about the situation. I understand wanting to be there for such an important moment, but I also want it to be my girlfriend and me. I also can't talk about this to anyone, since the majority of my friends and close family know my girlfriend. So help me, strangers of the internet. Am I the idiot? Edit. I grew up with my dad because my mom left to go to the US. She brought me over when I was 12. Not the idiot. Your mom is making this about her, but it isn't. It's about you and your girlfriend. She's already just taken the ring. She assumes way too much. You don't want this to continue, so you must lay some boundaries. The first is that she can't come with you guys on the trip. She needs to back off. She's your mom, not your other girlfriend. If you let this continue, your girlfriend is always going to be competing with your mom. It'll only get worse if you guys decide to have kids. And why, when OP's 21, is she going through his room to find the ring on the dresser in the first place? She just went into OP's room and took the ring, assuming it was hers, and then wants to go on the engagement vacation? What the heck? Not to mention her birthday month. Even little kids don't get birthday months. OP's mom needs to learn some serious boundaries. Wow, dude, your mom? Run. No one sees a damn diamond ring in their son's dresser and thinks it's for them. Heck no, weird. No sane mom demands to go on their engagement vacation either, and she will 100% wear white to your wedding. Run. I know it's your mom and all, but you do better with dad. Kinda roll with that. I honestly feel like he's underreacting. No sane mom of an adult son with a girlfriend thinks that a diamond ring on his dresser is for the mom. And even if you do, which is insane, you just take it? You don't wait for your son to give you the engagement ring? Yuck. It's so bizarre I can't get past that detail. I just have to assume that anyone who thinks like this is insane. I am a 20-year-old college student who doesn't live with my dad anymore. So I support myself with work and the savings I have, also by sharing with 3 friends, LOL. My dad is married to Jenna. Jenna has a daughter, Lee, and a son, Kyle. Lee is 18 and Kyle is a young teen. Lee had a baby 4 months ago. The father's not in the picture, and they're trying to get child support out of him. However, it's all on Lee, my dad, and Jenna to figure babysitting and other stuff out. I had a weekend off a couple of weeks ago, and Dad asked me to come home and babysit Lee's baby because they were all busy and needed someone to babysit her kid. I told him I didn't want to babysit and that I would chill for the weekend. He was like, all right, fine. Then Jenna called me and told me I'm the baby's aunt, and I'd never met her, and my sister needed me. I said that was their thing to figure out, and I reminded Jenna I don't have a sister. She told me I have since I was little and should treat her as such. Then Lee called me and told me she was going to drop her kid off at my place for me to babysit. I told her she would not, and if we found a random baby dropped off at our door, I would personally call the police. She told me we're meant to be sisters, and I'm meant to give a crap about her kid. I told her it was funny she expected me to help her out in a sisterly way, but she's never been forthcoming about helping me out as a sister. Her response, I'm older, so it's my job. I ended her call. The weekend has been and gone, and I'm facing the wrath of Jenna and Lee now. Lee told me she hoped I caught herpes for being so unhelpful. Am I the idiot? I'm allergic to small children, I swear. You are not the idiot, OP. These people are ridiculously entitled. If you want a favor, you ask nicely. You don't make demands and guilt trips. I hope you enjoyed your weekend. I'm baffled by the I'll leave my kid at your house response. Like, honey, you're the one dumb enough to get knocked up, so why do I have to pay for it? You did right to say you'd call the police. You have to be adamant about that, as it seems she's the type to do that because she doesn't believe you'd go ahead. Her entitled behavior and comments to you mean that even if you had time in the future to help, you never should. There were 3 adults who live in that house. Why in the world do they need to drop a baby off for the weekend? Sorry, Jenna and Lee, it's their problem. Enjoy your life. Some folks show you what they think of you when you only become family if help is needed. So do yourself a solid and plan a little vacation for any upcoming family holidays. It amazes me. People don't tell their kids what my parents told me. If I had a baby, I was on my own. No help, nothing. They didn't want to raise my kid. Consequently, I knew I wasn't going to have a baby until I could handle it on my own. Now your dad and stepmom will thrust this job on anyone but your stepsister. This happened this weekend. I, 28 female, have been married to my husband, 30, for 6 years. We don't have any children. This weekend, we were visiting his family. He's the oldest among his siblings, with 9 of them, 6 brothers and 3 sisters in total, the youngest being a teen. Everyone lives with their partners or roommates in rented or owned accommodation, except the youngest and 2 brothers, 23 and 26. Every other weekend, they all come around my mother-in-law's house together with their partners. So 16 people this weekend, including my father-in-law and mother-in-law. Unfortunately, my mother-in-law wasn't feeling well on Sunday, so she stayed in her bedroom to rest. She normally does all the cooking in the house. When we visit her, we make sure we also go shopping and buy groceries and snacks for the family. I also ensure I get separate food for myself, as I have a lot of allergies, intolerances, and dietary requirements. Most of the time it's not an issue, as I just put my food in the oven when the cooking's almost done, or eat later. Sunday morning came, and I was about to make myself some breakfast when all my in-laws and their partners started moaning that they were hungry, including my husband. He can cook and does it well. I've reminded them that they know where the fridge and the oven are, but apparently they were too difficult to find. So they begged me to cook something for them, and I had no choice but to agree, expecting them to help me since, they are adults. It took me 3 hours to prepare food for them, and they were moaning about having food at different times or the food getting cold. It was simple eggs with bacon and some toast. After I finished and started making food for myself, all I wanted was to eat, as I was super hungry, and have a nap somewhere, as I was exhausted from all that cooking. Halfway through my meal, one of my sisters-in-law approached me and asked why I was making more food and not washing the dishes. I was taken aback and asked if she seriously wanted me to wash the massive pile of dishes and pans after all this cooking when at least 15 other adults in the house were perfectly capable of doing it. My sister-in-law informed me that whoever does the cooking must do the dishes in their house. I got annoyed as I had just started eating my food and was super tired. I told her and my other in-laws that no wonder their mom is not feeling well after doing all the work around the house and getting no help from her adult children. I put my breakfast in a takeaway box, packed my bags, and left the house to drive home, as I was still expected to do the dishes. My husband stayed behind and hasn't returned. He and his siblings are calling me an idiot for driving away and leaving the dishes undone. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. And frankly, I'd be talking to your husband and saying that this made you realize how incredibly rude all of you were being to his mother. Everyone should have cleaned the kitchen for mother-in-law way before this, insisting she gets a break. Weird that it took 3 hours to make simple bacon and eggs, so maybe a bit of an exaggeration from OP, but I still wouldn't be the idiot for not doing 15 plus people's dishes after cooking for them all. What kind of logic is that? If you're kind enough to cook a meal for us, you'd better clean up after too. It's outrageous that nobody even offered, honestly, and to demand you do it when you finally sit down to eat after everyone else? Yikes! You don't need to apologize to anyone, but it might make sense to call your mother-in-law and explain the circumstances to her. I bet she got lumbered with the washing up, poor woman. Not the idiot, and it sounds like your mother-in-law and father-in-law raised a bunch of dependent and incapable children who aren't self-sufficient. How do they survive on their own? And they couldn't even appreciate what you did do? This family sounds very entitled and like a misogynistic one from the 50s.